Hello students, in this class we are going to discuss about the common emitter amplifier. This is the circuit for a single stage common emitter amplifier. Okay, so here the emitter terminal has been directly grounded. That's why it is called as a common emitter configuration, because the emitter terminal is common for both input and output side circuit. Okay, so here base terminal is the input terminal, collector terminal is the output terminal, and here Vs is the AC signal source and Rs is the source resistance, and Cc is called as coupling capacitor that is used to blocks the DC and allows only AC signal to the base of the transistor. Okay, here the CC will blocks the DC signal and allows only AC signal from the Vs to base of the transistor. Here R1 and R2 forming the self bias for that transistor amplifier circuit that will keeps the transistor in the active region. So here RC is the collector resistance which is connected to the collector and which may treated as a load resistor RL. Here VCC is the DC supply voltage for this entire CE amplifier circuit. Okay, let us see. Vs is the signal source, Rs is the source resistance, and Cc is the coupling capacitor. R1 and R2 are forming the self bias, and Rc is a load resistance, and Vcc is the DC supply voltage, and V0 is the output voltage. Now we are going to do the analysis on this circuit so as to get the voltage gain of this circuit. Okay, so in this circuit, the reactance of the coupling capacitor Zc can be written as 1 by 2 pi f into Cc. So the reactance Z of a capacitor, which is 1 by j omega c, where omega is nothing but 2 pi f. Okay, so here C is nothing but the coupling capacitor Cc, therefore which will becomes Zc. So if you take modulus for the Z, we can remove the j from this equation, which will be equal to 1 by 2 pi of Cc. I am assuming my operating frequency is greater than or equal to the 2 kilohertz and the value of the coupling capacitor is 10 microfarads, then the reactance of this coupling capacitor is equal to 8 ohms. Okay, so here I have applied operating frequency is equal to 2 kilohertz and the value of this coupling capacitor is at 10 microfarads. After applying these values, the Zc will be equal to the 8 ohms, which is a very small value. So in our analysis, we can eliminate the Cc by short circuit because it is a small reactance value. Now we have to draw the equivalent circuit for the common emitter amplifier. So before that we have to ground all the DC sources that are present in the circuit. So that's why I am going to ground this VCC, as well as we have to keep all the capacitors as a short circuit because we are operating in the medium frequency range. Okay, at that range the reactance of all capacitors are equal to 0. Now we have to draw the equivalent circuit of this common emitter amplifier. First we start with the common terminal. So here emitter terminal is the common terminal which was represented. Okay, and then we have drawn the common line like this. Okay, similarly input terminal is a base terminal and output terminal is a collector terminal which was represented here. And now we are going to draw the equivalent circuit of the transistor first. In the transistor we have a resistance R pi which was connected between the base terminal to the emitter terminal. Okay, and the voltage across this R pi resistance is V pi and the input current is represented with IB. At the output side of the equivalent circuit of a transistor, we have GM V pi dependent current source which was represented here, and the direction is from the C terminal to the E terminal, and we have a output resistance R0 from the C terminal to the E terminal. Okay, which was represented here. So we have represented the equivalent circuit of the BJT. Then we are going to represent the remaining components at the input side. From the ground terminal to the base terminal, we have Vs and RS combination. Therefore, from the ground line, we are representing Vs as well as Rs. Okay, from the ground line to the base, we have represented Vs as well as Rs. Similarly, at the input side, we have the two resistances R1 and R2. Okay, as the VCC was grounded, this R1 and R2 are starting from the same end and ending at the ground. Therefore, these R1 and R2 are in the parallel combination that can be represented with a single resistance R1 parallel R2, which was connected between the base terminal to ground terminal. Okay, from the base terminal to ground terminal, we have represented R1 parallel R2 resistance. At the output side, we have a resistance RC, which is a load resistor which was connected between the collector terminal to ground terminal. We have represented the RC resistance, and now we are going to take the output voltage across this RC resistance. Okay, and the input resistance of this amplifier circuit is Ri, and the output resistance of this amplifier circuit is R0, which was represented here. So now we are going to get the voltage gain of the circuit. So the voltage gain AV is a ratio of output voltage V0 to the input voltage Vs. So we have to find out V0 and Vs, and then the ratio of those two things is nothing but the voltage gain. The output voltage V0 is the voltage across the parallel combination of R0 resistance and RC resistance. And we already know, according to Ohm's law, V is equal to IR. Output voltage is equal to output current to output resistance. So here output current may be treated as I0 into the resistance is a parallel combination of R0 parallel RC. So here output current I0 will be equal to the Gm into V pi. Okay, so the currents flowing in these resistances are taken in this direction, and the Gm V pi direction is opposite to that. Therefore, we can write this I0 is nothing but minus Gm V pi into R0 parallel RC. That is the value of the V0. Okay, here output voltage is equal to minus Gm V pi into R0 parallel RC. At the input side, the control voltage V pi can be given as V pi is a voltage across the R pi resistance as well as R1 parallel R2 resistance, the parallel combination of these two resistances. Okay, so by using voltage division rule in this loop, we can get the V pi as V pi is equal to applied voltage Vs into across the resistance. We need to get the voltage across R1 parallel R2 parallel R pi resistances divided by the total resistances in this loop are R1 parallel R2 parallel R pi plus the Rs resistance, okay, which was mentioned here. Okay, from this one we can write Vs is equal to, okay, from this equation we can write Vs is equal to what? V pi divided by this entire equation R1 parallel R2 parallel small r pi divided by R1 parallel R2 parallel small r pi plus Rs. Okay, that is the value of the Vs. Now we got the equations for the V0 as well as Vs. When we take the ratio of V0 to Vs, that is nothing but the voltage gain AV. Therefore, the AV is equal to V0 divided by Vs, which is equal to minus Gm into R0 parallel RC into R1 parallel R2 parallel R pi divided by R1 parallel R2 parallel R pi plus Rs. Okay, so the value of this V pi and V pi will get cancelled. Okay, so here the value of V pi in the Vs as well as V0 V pi will get cancelled, so that we can get the voltage gain like this. So here we are assuming the value of R1 parallel R2 parallel R pi. So this total combination can be taken as Rp resistance, and also the R0 parallel RC can be taken as a single resistance RC, because the value of R0 is very large when compared with the RC resistance. Therefore, the parallel combination will be approximately equal to RC. Therefore, the above equations can be redrawn as AV is equal to minus GM RC, okay, into RB by RB plus RS. Okay, the R naught parallel RC can be represented with RC, and this parallel combination of this one can be represented with RB. Okay, so in this one also the value of RS is very small when compared with the RB. Therefore, we can neglect the RS from this equation. Therefore, RB divided by RB will get cancelled. Okay, so as RS is very much less than RB, we can neglect it. So which will be equal to AV is equal to minus GM into RC, that is the simplified voltage gain. Okay, here what we got, this one AV equation is the exact equation of the voltage gain. Here what we got, AV is equal to minus GM into RC is the simplified voltage gain. And at the input side we can represent the two-port network equivalent circuit of the common emitter amplifier. The two-port network equivalent circuit of the common emitter amplifier is shown in the figure. So here at the input side, the input resistance Ri was represented here, and R0 is the output resistance, AV/VIN is the output voltage. Therefore, using the voltage divider equation, we can find the input voltage of an amplifier like VIN, input voltage across the Ri resistance, which is equal to applied voltage Vs into across the resistance Ri divided by Ri plus Rs. Like that we can get. So here actual input voltage for the amplifier is VIN and applied input voltage is Vs. Okay, from this equation we can say the actual input voltage VIN was reduced here. Okay, applied voltage Vs divided by Ri plus Rs, which means that the input voltage is getting decreased. Okay, by this equation we can say like that. So here what is the Ri value? Ri value is the input resistance, so that is nothing but RB value. Here Ri is nothing but the value of RB, that is the parallel combination of R1 parallel, R2 parallel, R by resistance. So here the input voltage value is getting reduced by R pi plus Rs times. Okay, so which means that it is called as a loading effect. Now we are going to see the analysis of a CE amplifier with emitter resistance. Okay, in the previous circuit we don't have any emitter resistor, the emitter is directly grounded. The voltage gain of a CE amplifier is depending upon HFE, which means that beta, and the transistor parameters depends upon the temperature, aging and the operating point too. Okay, so the transistor parameters like HFE, HRE, these all will varies with the temperature as well as aging. If we are using the transistor for a long time, so it may have the aging effect, and the operating point may also changes with the applied DC voltages. Because of these reasons, the value of the CE amplifier, the voltage gain of the CE amplifier is not constant. Okay, and it is always depending upon the HFE value, which is a beta value. Therefore, the HFE value is also a not constant, that is different from one device to another device, even if we use the same number transistor. So when we replace the old transistor with a new one, we may get the different gain. So in order to eliminate these problems, we have to stabilize the voltage gain. To stabilize the voltage gain AV of each stage, it should not depend upon the HFE value or the beta value. Therefore, a simple and effective way to connect the emitter resistance Re as shown in the figure. So in order to stabilize our gain, we are going to connect one resistor Re in the emitter circuit of our CE amplifier, that will provide you the negative feedback. Okay, that will provide you the stabilization. This is the circuit of the CE amplifier with the emitter resistance. Okay, here one Re resistor is extra from the emitter terminal to the ground terminal. Okay, in previous the emitter terminal is directly grounded, but now the emitter terminal is connected through Re resistance to ground. Now this is the small signal equivalent circuit of the CE amplifier with emitter resistance. So in these circuits we need not to represent the values of this VCC or any resistance value while doing the derivation. Okay, only while doing the problems we have to mention all the resistance and values. Okay, because as we are going to do the problem on this CE amplifier with emitter resistance, we have represented the values of the resistances and voltages here. Okay, so in the small signal equivalent circuit, there is only one change. Previously, the emitter terminal is grounded, but now emitter terminal is here, and the remaining circuit is same. Okay, at the input side we have R1 parallel R2, Vs and Rs. This is the equivalent circuit of the transistor which contains the R pi resistance at the input side from the base terminal to the emitter terminal, and from the collector terminal to the emitter terminal we have beta times of IB, and from the emitter terminal to ground terminal we have a resistance Re that was represented here, and from the collector terminal to the ground terminal we have the RC resistance which was represented here. Okay, and here Rib is the input resistance of the amplifier circuit, and Ri is the input resistance including the biasing circuit, and R0 is the output resistance of our amplifier circuit. Now we need to get the voltage gain of this circuit, and the AC output voltage V0, which is equal to, here output voltage is the voltage across the resistance RC, and the current in this resistance is I0. Therefore, V0 is equal to I0 into RC. Okay, I0 is nothing but minus beta IB, as the direction is different. Therefore, we can write V0 is equal to minus beta IB into RC. To find the small signal voltage gain, we have to find the input resistance first. We have to get the input resistance first. So we are going to apply the KVL in the input side loop. In the input side loop, if you apply the KVL, the voltage across this R1 parallel R2 combination is VI in, that is equal to the voltage drop in the R pi resistance, which is IB into R pi, plus in the RE resistance we are getting the two currents. One is the base current IB and another one is the IC current from the collector terminal. Therefore, IC can be represented as beta IB. Therefore, IB plus beta IB into RE, that is the voltage drop across the RE resistance. So, from this one we can take IB as common. Therefore, IB is common. Therefore, R pi plus 1 plus beta into Re, that is the value of Vi in. Okay, the input resistance is the ratio of input voltage to input current, so which is nothing but the Vi in divided by IB. So Vi in is in the left hand side and IB is in the right hand side. We can take IB to the left hand side in order to get the input resistance. Therefore, which will be equal to R pi plus 1 plus beta into Re, that is the value of the input resistance Rib. In the common emitter configuration, that includes the emitter resistance, the small signal input resistance looking into the base of the transistor R pi, plus the emitter resistance is multiplied by a factor of 1 plus beta. So, in the common emitter configuration with emitter resistance, the input resistance is added by 1 plus beta times of Re resistance, which means that the input resistance was increased by a factor of 1 plus beta, which is called as a resistance reflection rule. Okay, this phenomena is called as a resistance reflection rule. The input resistance to the amplifier Ri, the total input resistance including the biasing resistance, is the parallel combination of Rib with the R1 parallel R2 resistance. Okay, therefore Ri is equal to R1 parallel R2 in parallel with the total input resistance Rib. Therefore, we can relate the Vi in to Vs like here. This total input resistance can be represented with Ri. Therefore, by using voltage division rule, we can get Vi in is equal to applied voltage Vs into Ri resistance divided by Ri plus Rs, where Ri is the total input resistance including the R1 parallel R2, the biasing resistance. By combining these equations, we can get the voltage gain. Okay, so here from this equation we can get Vs is equal to what? Vs is equal to Vi in divided by Ri divided by Ri plus Rs, where Ri is the parallel combination of R1 parallel, R2 parallel, Rib. Okay, and also we have derived the output voltage. Therefore, the ratio of the V0 divided by Vs is nothing but a AV, that is equal to minus beta Ib into Rc, okay, divided by Vs. V0 is equal to minus beta Ib into Rc. We can represent Ib, the base current is a ratio of the input voltage to input resistance Rib. Okay, therefore beta into Rc into Vin divided by Rib into 1 by Vs, that is the value of AV. Okay, after substituting the value of Rib and Vin from these equations, we can get AV is equal to minus beta Rc divided by R pi plus 1 plus beta Re into Ri divided by Ri plus Rs, that is the value of AV, voltage gain, including emitter resistance of a CE amplifier. Okay, this is called as exact voltage gain equation. From the above equation, the Ri is very much greater than Rs, and if 1 plus beta into Re is very much greater than R pi, then we can represent the voltage gain equation AV is equal to beta times of Re divided by 1 plus beta times of Re. So here 1 is very small, therefore we can neglect the 1. Therefore, we can cancel beta and beta from the above equation. We can get minus Rc by Re, that is the voltage gain equation. So, if you observe that above equation, we can say the voltage gain for the emitter resistance circuit is less depending on the current gain beta value than the without resistance value. Okay, so here if you see AV is equal to minus Rc by Re, there is no terms of the current gain beta. Therefore, the voltage gain is independent of the current gain beta. This is how we can stabilize the voltage gain AV. Next, we are going to see the circuit with emitter bypass capacitor. So, the problem in the above circuit is if you use the emitter resistance Re, that will provides you the negative feedback which will reduces the voltage gain. So that can be eliminated by using a emitter bypass capacitor Ce, which is in parallel with Re. Okay, the emitter resistance must be large for the purpose of the DC design, but which decreases the small signal voltage gain too severely. Okay, the voltage gain will decrease drastically when we use Re alone. So it is necessary to use a emitter bypass capacitor in parallel with the emitter resistance. This capacitor Ce will act as an open circuit for the DC signals and acts like a short circuit for the AC signals. So if the signal is DC, this will becomes as an open circuit. At that time, in the emitter circuit, we have Re alone that will stabilize the gain, and when we apply the AC signal, for that AC signal the Ce capacitor will act like a short circuit. So the short circuit in parallel with the resistance is negligible. Therefore, the total emitter current will flow through the short circuit, which means that the emitter is directly grounded through the capacitor. Therefore, the small signal voltage gain will increase drastically, so that we can able to overcome the problem of low voltage gain.